Welcome to Raleigh for Sunday afternoon basketball. It's the top 10 NC State Wolfpack, reigning ACC champs. Welcoming a fellow conference champion, the Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers out of the MAC Conference. They're looking for a bounce-back week. NC State wants to continue a dominant week of women's college basketball. We welcome you courtside with the former NC State legend, Ernie Myers. I'm Evan Budrovich. Ernie, you scored 1,000 points in your NC State career. And today, Jakia Brown-Turner, the senior forward for NC State, she looks to join that group. What's the moment like to score 1,000 points in your career?
I mean, it's a pivotal moment in your career. But back when I played, it really wasn't a big deal. But right now, Jakia Brown-Turner, I'm sure she just wants to get this over with. You know, she's 5 points away. She hasn't been the Jakia Brown-Turner we normally see. I think this is in her head. So once she gets past this, she's going to be fine.
One of the best players in the ACC teams up with a dynamic point guard at Diamond Johnson. Not only scoring in double figures, Ernie, but dishing out the rock.
Yeah, she's dishing out the rock. She's knocking down the three. She's doing Diamond Johnson type things. Here she is dishing at the hobby for the nice shot right here. Here she got her feet set, knocking down the three. Diamond is no joke.
Johnson, an elite scorer, and Camille Hobby joined the scoring counterparts in her last game. 16 points, very efficient from the field.
Yeah, she waited her turn. Here's Hobby on the rebound. She got the footwork. She came ready to play. Here she is with the footwork right here. Nice jump stop, taking it to the hole. Hobby's here she is on the jump shot right here. And this three-pointer, she called bank. You know, I know Coach had got on her about that, but she's been playing great basketball, tied for the leading scorer on the team at 13 points a game.
33-year-old head coach Antoine White comes to town. He was a former GA 6 years ago, elevates up the ranks as a reigning conference champ. He called this Hell Week for his program.
Yeah.
A lot to learn from Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah, and a lot to learn. He has a lot of young players. I mean, he worked his way up. I like guys like that. He's trying to change the culture here. He's going to do an awesome job in the future.
Mount St. Mary's, the neat experience of playing in Reynolds Coliseum last year in the first four of the NCAA tournament against Longwood University.
Yes, I was at that game.
Now they play the big dogs at NC State with Westmore right there.
Yeah, this is the big time right here.
So NC State starts with the basketball wins by 37 and 45 points in the first two games. Mount St. Mary's playing aggressive defense early.
That's Hobby's shot.
And Jada Boyd saved it as the ball goes out of bounds. NC State possession.
Smart play by Jada Boyd and throwing the basketball off the opposing player.
There's the starting five for Westmore. Earned their 1,000th program win. Same five with Jakia Brown-Turner. And Boyd draws the foul. She heads to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a great inbounds play they ran for Jada Boyd. She was wide open, got fouled going into the basket.
Westmore's noted the depth of this team 1 through 11. What have you thought of the starting five finding their continuity together?
Yeah, it's going to take a minute. I mean, you know, Madison Hayes injected into the starting lineup. Jada Boyd, you know, she played. She was 6th Woman of the Year a couple of years ago. She's a great player. Jakia Brown-Turner, you know, she's been a stalemate in the starting lineup, and now Hobby. It's going to take a while for them to get it all going. You know, this is the beginning. You know, so.
And Diamond Johnson, the top scorer, was off the bench.
Yeah, she was off the bench, but you know, she played starters minutes.
Jakia Brown-Turner, 3 points away from 1,000. We noted that in the open, the race to be the 37th player in program history. Mount St. Mary's with Isabella Hunt, the all-conference guard with a nice dish.
Yeah, nice bounce pass, backdoor play.
That's Michaela Harrison, who's a great three-point shooter, the graduate student, all-time leading three-point shooter, and an elite scorer for Mount St. Mary's.
The Mountaineers playing some nice man-to-man defense here.
Hobby in the trees, can't hit. Hayes.
There's Madison Hayes. That's what she does. She
Look
plays
at her
hard.
going to work.
She gets those garbage baskets. Nice putback by Madison Hayes. That's what she brings to the table.
Mount St. Mary's games against Virginia Tech and Richmond this week. The hell week for his program in Antoine White's eyes. Hunt kicks it out to Villaflor.
Great man-to-man defense by the Wolfpack.
Harrison, tough on the three-pointer.
That defense, perimeter defense, forced that air ball Harrison just shot.
Head coach Wes Moore helped NC State earn its 1,000th program win. I know Kay Yao was so instrumental in this program, but here West in the last 10 has been elite as Johnson flips in the layup.
Yeah, well, Coach Kay Yao, like she brought it here. You know, he always brings it back to Coach Kay Yao. I mean, he was an assistant under Coach Kay Yao here at NC State. So he's keeping the tradition going. He said he's like the 7th or 8th man off the bench.
Villaflor with a nice jumper. Natalie, the Robert Morris transfer.
Yeah, that was a nice jump shot. She was wide open.
There's an open three for Brown Turner as she still sits 5 points away from 1,000 in her career. 95 games for the senior. Back the other way. A near triple for Joe Rothflew.
Man, that's one pass and a shot. Coach said he wanted to slow it down to start the game out there.
Boyd spins on Rothflew. That was tipped. Good block.
Yeah, that was a good block. Good defense.
Isabella Hunt sneaks over.
By the Mountaineers.
Mount St. Mary's a 2-time conference champion. That plays a big factor in these big moments.
Yeah, but the NC State front line is just too big and too strong.
Hunt jacks up a three, and that's strong. Madison Hayes kicks it around. NC State shooting nearly 40% as a team from three. And an open look here. Missed by Madison Hayes.
Madison Hayes, the first 2 games, knocked her first shot down and she got comfortable, but she got a nice putback. So she didn't knock her first shot down, but the 3-point shot, she's developing that.
Mount St. Mary's can shoot for the lead on this possession. Here's the three. A bit strong by Jessica Tomasetti, the junior out of Potomac, Maryland.
Yeah, they're moving the ball around. You're right. They're moving the ball around. Johnson
Kicks it back up. Nice pass to the corner. Open three. That Boyd hits.
Yeah, that was the first possession they actually moved the ball to get a nice shot from the corner from Jada Boyd. She can knock that 3-point shot down. She's been shooting the ball really well to start the season off.
Boyd's averaging nearly double figures in her first 2 games. Rothflew lets it fly. And how about that triple?
She was by the hash mark on that one.
Antoine White said this week, I want my players to shoot with a green light. There's a great example.
Yeah, they're in the game here. It's 9-7.
Brown Turner for 3. And that just rattles out. Ernie is a scorer. She sits 5 away from 1,000. You noted her mental mindset trying to cross that threshold.
Oh, yeah, she's going to get there, and then she's going to be comfortable getting there. You know, like I said, it might be in her mind a little bit, but she's going to get there. And once she gets there, she's going to be Jakia Brown Turner of old.
Hunt drives in with 8. Nice kick out. Rothflew for the lead.
Man, they're just launching 3-pointers, the Mountaineers. That's their 4th 3-pointer in this game.
5 minutes into this first quarter, NC State up 2. As Hobby can't hit the 3, and we'll take the timeout. The Mountaineers are chucking it up from 3-point range and having success early. Hanging around down 2 in this first quarter from Raleigh. Welcome back to Raleigh. NC State and Mount St. Mary's in a 2-point game. Jakia Brown-Turner heads to the bench. Mentally as an athlete, you sit 5 points away from 1,000. How do you think she's handling this moment?
I think she's going to be handling it okay. I mean, she rushed some shots. She had some open shots she didn't knock down, but, settle it down. She'll get back in the game, and she'll, clear that 1,000 points, and then we'll see Jakia Brown-Turner, the smooth operator, as I call her, and the prettiest left-hand jump shot in America. She'll be back to her old self.
So Westmore goes to his bench. Sanaya Rivers, Mimi Collins, and a press.
Yeah, the Wolfpack, you want to press a young team. So the NC State, they did that against Elon. They threw a press on and got some turnovers. They like to score off their defense.
Tomasetti cuts in.
Great.
First shot in the paint attempted by the Mount. Rivers on the shot fake. Nice pass.
That's Diamond.
Missed the three.
That's her shot.
And the tip out stays with NC State.
I think this combination of Rivers and Diamond Johnson in the backcourt is going to help the Wolfpack down the line. I mean, they both point guards, but Sanaya Rivers is 6'1".
Clock down to 5. Johnson gets it up.
Tough shot.
Tough look. Offensive board, Hayes in the trees. No good. Be a big night for Mount St. Mary's to rebound.
Yeah. I mean, Wolfpack getting on the offensive glass. I mean, last game they had 19 offensive rebounds against Elon. So they're crashing the boards.
Wolfpack already +5 on the boards as Villaflor shoots.
And they're only shooting 3-point shots. They can't get anything down low. So they're launching off these 3-point shots.
The steal. Ahead to Villaflor. In transition. No.
Wide open layup. Diamond was on the run and getting back on defense. Good pass. Good pass. Great pass by Diamond Johnson with her head up.
Mimi Collins takes that in.
To Mimi Collins. The transfer from Maryland.
First points in transition for NC State.
Yeah.
And this lineup for Westmore features a trio of transfers for NC State, and talented ones at that. Florida State, Miami, South Carolina impact players for Westmore.
Man, they got 3 former McDonald's All-American and the Gatorade Player of the Year and a national champion out of the transfer portal. That's unbelievable.
There's a reason Westmore's comfortable as 11-woman roster. It's the depth and talent of those 3.
Great block. Madison Hayes.
Maybe not one of the transfers, but one of the new pieces on this team.
And she's a McDonald's All-American transfer from Mississippi State.
Down low to the Florida State transfer, banks it in.
There's nothing you can do about River Baldwin getting the ball down that low. There's nothing you can do. All she can do is miss or make the layup.
Defense. And a lay-in for Michaela Harrison.
They finally got a layup out of the press, off the press that the Wolfpack has been putting on them.
A size mismatch here. Collins spins. It's nice defense from the undersized Natalie Villaflor. I think the Mount will settle with those long jump shots. There's a shot fake.
The shot fake?
Oh, no.
She just could not finish. That beautiful move, though.
That's 4 points left on the table for Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah, and she was wide open on that. Diamond penetrating.
Rivers sizes up and travels.
Here's Diamond. Down to River Baldwin. Like I said, you can't stop that, man. She's 6'5", long arms. That's hard to defend.
When the tallest player on Mount St. Mary's is 6'1". It's a tough assignment.
Yeah, that's a tough assignment.
And there is the tallest player, Mackenzie Matheny, checking in number 3 in the blue. Open three-pointer.
Yeah, again, they keep launching these threes because they don't have an inside game.
And you see the Mount hustling back on defense, all 5 after the shot.
Jada Boyd thought about it. She was wide open. She could have took that foul line jump shot.
NC State working the ball in the post. Baldwin in good position.
And one. Yeah, you know, that's the way Coach Moore plays. Coaches. Here we are. Here's River Baldwin putting the ball up. They're looking for her. You know, the NC State knows that there's nobody on the Mountaineers team that can guard Baldwin down low. And Coach Moore, that's his game, inside out. He plays inside out. When he had Kunane last year, the offense went in. When he double teamed the big girl,
Boy,
he kicked it out. This year,
Baldwin finishes it off
with the left hand.
River Baldwin making an impact down low.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, long arms. She put that one up with the left hand.
Now she plays defense for Westmore.
Said, come on, coach. I'm trying to stay in the lineup.
Baldwin's only played 18 minutes this year. She might be earning more today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's nobody down there that can guard her.
Mount St. Mary's 1 of 9 from deep. That's been the offense for the Mount. Tomasetti kicks out. Here's a 3. And an offensive board. Matheny stripped.
Here's Jakia Brown-Turner on the push.
5 points from 1,000. She kicks.
The Wolfpack moving the ball around.
Nice pass. Boyd flips it up, and she's fouled.
Beautiful ball movement by the Wolfpack. They're making the
and that's how you break down good defense.
Yeah, that's how you break down good defense. You got to move the ball around, and you make them work on defense. You know, you make them work. You come down, take one shot, and a pass. The defense not working. You know, you want to tire them out on the defensive end.
That has ruled a foul on the floor, so NC State to inbound. There's South Carolina transfer, Sanaya Rivers to throw it in. You see Baldwin trying to get the ball in the post, but Mount St. Mary's boxing her in. So
That's
Johnson hits the 3.
Great pass by Jakia Brown-Turner. She brought the defense to her, kicked it out to Diamond. Diamond got her feet set, and that's her shot. 3-point.
That's 5 assists on 8 buckets for NC State.
And that's what you want to see from your team. You want to see them, you know, you want to get the ball around the perimeter. You want to share the basketball, and that's what they do well.
Harrison launches and can't hit.
And that's Harrison's game. She likes the three-pointers. She's one of the team leaders in three-pointers in her career with the Mountaineers.
NC State ends the first quarter on a 7-0 run. Breakout game off the bench. River Baldwin, 6 quick points for NC State.
Oh yeah, River Baldwin, man. She's putting her hand up. There's nobody that can guard her down there from the Mountaineers. They're looking for her. They just lofting it up. There she is, a career 5-point-a-game scorer at Florida State here at NC State. She has 6 points in 5 minutes. She's doing a great job.
Those are pretty easy looks too, right underneath the bucket for the Florida State transfer, who has already matched her season averages in 5 minutes. That's a way to earn some playing time the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. This, especially on this play to stay in the game, Wolfpack team. That's what I call it, play to stay. Because everybody can play on this team.
All 11 players have scored the first 2 games, so it's very balanced for Westmore. As Hunt is stripped. Here's Johnson.
She's going all the way.
Elite speed and the finish.
Diamond Johnson, so far this season, is averaging 3 steals a game. She's got that steal, and she brought it all the way down and laid it in.
Her defensive intensity has been much better this year from one to the next.
Another 3-point shot.
Although she lost track of rock.
See, what happens when you shoot those long 3-pointers, you get long bounces, so you have to box out, and get the rebound.
Mount St. Mary's 1 of 13 from downtown. You live by the 3, you die by it at times.
There's River. They're trying to get it in. Diamond's trying to get the ball. Here's Diamond Johnson with the rip. And she's off to the races. Diamond Johnson's taking it to the basket. That's her game.
That's 7 steals this year for Johnson. Big improvement from one to the next. The operator finds Boyd. Nice pass to Baldwin, who can't hit. Second chance, yes.
She's crashing the offensive rebounds over her own misses. River Baldwin is having a career half. Another steal.
There's Rivers.
Sanaya Rivers. She's going all the way. And the Wolfpack's defensive full court intensity in this game.
What flipped the switch for NC State? First 5 minutes, a little slow, hard to find rhythm, and now they've clicked in.
I think Coach, that timeout and getting on them and tell them, hey, this is what we're trying to do. And, they picked up the defensive intensity full court.
Westmore wants his team to be tested in the non-conference heading into a tough slate. UConn, Vanderbilt, West Virginia, the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks is going to really show him what his team made. These games right here to get you ready. And, now the big games are coming up. And the UConns, the Big Ten Challenge, when they play Iowa at Iowa, Georgia at Georgia,
And look at the opponents. Average net in the top 100. That's a difficult non-conference schedule.
And that's what Coach wants. He wants to be #1 in the net. He was #2 last year behind South Carolina in the net. And that's important. Coming into the NCAA tournament, you want to be one of those top teams.
Think of the superstars like Caitlin Clark at Iowa versus NC State's deep team. There's an air ball on the 3.
Sanaya Rivers had a hand in her face. Yeah, and they're living and dying by the 3. Again, you're not going to win this game here at NC State just trying to knock down 3-pointers. But they don't have anybody inside that they can go to.
Isaiah James checks into the game and finds Brown Turner. Every player touching the ball in this possession. As Boyd muscles it in.
There's nobody that can guard Jada Boyd. She's too athletic on the baseline.
Think about points in the paint today, Ernie. NC State's dominating, 18 of them.
Yeah, 18 points in the paint. In the last 2 games, the Wolfpack has scored 86 points in the paint.
Thursday, we'll have the women's basketball game of the night right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Dawn Staley at #1, South Carolina take on Clemson at Little John Coliseum. We'll take the timeout and talk more women's basketball when we return. NC State and Mount St. Mary's battling it out on a Sunday here in Raleigh.
NC State Athletics wants to wish a happy birthday to all of those celebrating today. Happy birthday! Want to see your birthday or a friend's on the video board during a women's
NC State dominating in the paint and with fresh faces. We note the grad transfers for this program. A lot of new injection of talent to help out this relatively young roster.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he needed to go into the portal and get these type of players like Mimi and, you know, River Baldwin. And here you go, Sanaya Rivers. I mean, great job in that transfer portal to get those type of players.
Every once in a while you notice her on camera too. Makes for some fun as Brown Turner heads to the free throw line. 4 points from 1,000.
Shot 70% from the free throw line last year.
95 games for Jakia. 3 points from 1,000.
Started 95 games.
Would be fitting if she hits a three.
3 ACC championships. And an ACC, all ACC selection her sophomore year.
And on Thursday night, 1,000 wins for her program all time in 50 years. Mount St. Mary's has gone cold with another missed three.
Yeah, and with those threes, nobody's crashing the boards for the Mountaineers.
Hobby catches in traffic.
Good
nice pass. Oh! It pinballed out and stays here.
I'm like the fans. I can't believe Jada Boyd missed that one. Here's Hobby. Hobby with the nice look. Hobby usually takes that shot. She's looking for a teammate.
Hit everything but the bottom of the net. As Hobby misses again.
Yeah, Hobby didn't gather herself. She just was so anxious to get that up to the basket. But
NC
nobody
State
can guard Hobby down low either. You know what I mean? She knows it.
18 points in the bench. They've worked the ball all night downstate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they already have, what, 18 points in the paint? 11 points in the paint?
Hunt is fouled by Hobby. She heads to the free throw line.
Excuse me, they have 18 points in the paint, but they have 11 points off the bench.
And Ernie, that was the opposite of the first 5 minutes where NC State was launching threes.
Yes, yeah. They weren't getting the ball. They weren't moving the ball around. They were taking one pass in the shot. Ever since they settled down and moved the ball around, they've been getting all the shots, the type of shots that coach wants.
River Baldwin, a big part of that down low in, what, 6 minutes?
Yeah, she came in 6 minutes and got 8 points in the paint.
NC State's averaging 45 points a game in the paint.
In the paint, that's unbelievable.
They are allowing 50 points as Brown Turner wanted that three for 1,000 career points.
Yeah, that's her shot. That's Jakia Brown Turner's jump shot right there.
Ball might be going right back to her here.
Wolfpack moving the ball around, trying to find the best shot.
Boyd with 5. Got an open shot and airballed it. We have a foul here on Hobby, the offensive.
I thought she should have took that all the way. She had the lane. I thought Jada Boyd should have took that all the way to the basket. Because there's nobody with the athleticism on this court that Jada Boyd has. She can run and jump over everybody in this on this court. She's one of the best athletes in the ACC.
Isabella Hunt, a nice slip, and Tomasetti saves it.
Nice backdoor play.
Gets back in the corner, sneaks on the court, and can't hit the three.
One shot, and the Wolfpack is getting the rebound and pushing it. They limited him to one shot, in which is a three-point shot.
Boyd, that's a 2, and hits it.
See, that's the versatility of Jada Boyd. She can go to the basket. She can shoot the perimeter jump shot. She can drive to the hole. Just a multifaceted offensive ball player.
Efficient scoring line, 7 points, 5 rebounds for Boyd. Rothflow, tough look. Brown Turner affected it. James kicked out of bounds. It'll stay here. NC State is moving the basketball at a nice level.
Yeah, here you go. Moving the ball around the perimeter, looking for the best shot. Jada Boyd said, okay, you're going to leave me wide open. I'm going to knock that down right there.
Boyd started the year shooting 60% from the field.
She's over 50% career shooter in her career. She doesn't miss much. You know, she takes good shots. She takes them in the floor of the offense, and she usually is successful.
So Boyd and Jakia Brown turn her head to the bench. Timmons enters, and Diamond Johnson returns. James is fouled. Add another new face to this scoring presence, the sophomore Isaiah James.
Isaiah James, a member of the all-freshman team last year. She can score the ball. Again, she has a flair for the game. She's one of the assist leaders this year on the team. I think she has about 5 assists so far this season.
With this free throw, she's the 8th player to score for the Wolfpack today. It's a coach's dream. 8 players scoring in the first half.
The first half, I mean, it's, you know, but like you said earlier, I mean, first 2 games, every player on the team.
I realize these games have gotten out of hand by score, but 45 points off the bench is incredible. As Rothflow hits the 3.
Rothflow is just launching.
She's a transfer from Presbyterian College down in Clinton, South Carolina.
Well, she's lofting up these 3-pointers in the first half here. Rainmakers.
Now Rothflow plays defense on James. Timmons the extra pass. Johnson the triple.
Johnson said right back at you. We can play this 3-point game if you want to play it.
And Diamond Johnson is really shooting the 3-ball well this year. 12 of 25 from deep.
Yeah, Diamond, that's her game. She's hard to guard.
Villaflor with a nice pass. Look at these deep 3-pointers.
Yeah, they're just taking these 3-pointers from like the hash mark.
Mount St. Mary's 17 3-point attempts. That was in the game plan for Antoine White.
Yeah, and they only getting 1 shot. Nobody's crashing the board. You know, the Wolfpack is just getting the rebound, bringing it to the court, and working the offense.
Nice
Diamond
move.
with the crossover.
Better pass. Open triple.
That's Madison Hayes' shot. She knocked down that corner 3-pointer. But beautiful setup play. Diamond Johnson penetrates, kicks it out to Madison Hayes for the 3.
A timeout for Mount St. Mary's. We'll take the quick timeout here in the second quarter. NC State pulling away here in Raleigh. Welcome back to Reynolds Coliseum. First meeting for these two since 2014. The Wolfpack have won the first 2 matchups. Now we have meetings of both reigning conference champs out of the NEC and the ACC. Of course, you have to check your encyclopedia. Mount St. Mary's now in the MAC conference this fall.
Yeah, right.
Switching over leagues after a 33-year run. Tomasetti from
another
the moon.
rain-making 3.
How about the difference in 3-pointers? NC State wide open, Mount St. Mary's deep and contested.
Deep and contested. You got to get a hand in their face, you know, on those 3-point line, or you'll be sitting on the bench for Coach Moore.
There's another open 3. But at some point as a defender, you almost have to give the shooter space, right? Unless you're Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, they're not hitting the shots. I mean, they're taking these long 3s. They're knocking a couple of them down, but that's not a recipe to win the game.
And Mount St. Mary's is living by the 3, 18 of 25 attempts.
Because they can't get anything inside.
Harrison gets a free throw jumper. He can't hit. 12% in this quarter for the Mount.
Yeah, they had nobody crash. They have no one's crashing the boards.
Great pass and a block. Ooh, foul on Harrison. Ball first, then the body second, I guess?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, James could knock that 3-point shot down. She was getting set. She got it after the shot, it looked like.
As a defender, I feel like that shouldn't be a foul. There's so much ball there.
Yeah, she got the ball first and then crashed into her. I think she gets 3 shots, right?
That is considered a 3. You're right. NC State, 76% as a team.
Isaiah James is a scorer. You know, she has a flair for the game and good-looking ball player, sophomore.
NC State trying to catch Iowa as the best free throw team in the country last year, 80%. Caitlin Clark was a big part of that. And James goes 1 of 3.
So I'm not going for the hat trick. She said, I get 3 shots, I'm gonna knock 1 down. Come on. I know she can't believe she missed 2 of those.
Mount St. Mary's looks to snap a nearly 3-minute scoring drought. Good ball movement.
Good ball movement.
Open 3. It's a good strong from Tomasetti.
See, nobody's there to try to rebound the basketball. The Wolfpack, 3 shirts right there, picking up a rebound.
Just checked in. She's in the post, begging for the ball.
Good pass. Good
Hart
pass.
spins for the bunny.
Good pass. Diamond Johnson playing the total game.
It's like the Twin Towers in the post. Both players begging for the ball.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Wolfpack size-wise, there's no comparison.
That's a tough look.
Tough
and it banks
look.
out for
Tough
Lindsey
move.
Husky.
Here's Diamond on the push.
Great vision. Open shooter. Bit strong. Now a steal. Antoine White very upset
Way to
with
pull
his
it out,
program.
Mimi Collins. Nobody can guard Sophie down there. She's going to get fouled. Oh, good pass back out.
Collins for 3. That's short. Jumping over a defender. And a late foul. That's all on Sophie Hart in the post.
Sophie Hart is crashing the offensive boards.
How about Diamond Johnson moving the ball around here?
She's moving the ball around. She's looking for her teammates. Here's Diamond Johnson getting it into Sophie Hart for the nice turnaround jump hook. Sophie's in the books.
4 assists for Johnson today. And it must be nice when you have the size of Hart and Collins begging for the ball and you get it as the post player.
Oh, absolutely. You got 6'5", both players 6'5". Sophie
Not many
getting in the
duos
game in the first half.
tower over us in the broadcast group. We're each 6'3 plus.
I know, right?
And we're considered short compared to those two.
Yeah, but Sophie, you know, played against Elisa Conane every day in practice last year. She's gotten better. She's in better shape this year.
Villaflor on the kick. Hunt a bit short.
Wolfpack challenging all of these 3-point shots now. Here's Diamond on the push.
3 seconds. Johnson cuts through. And that ends the first half. Ernie, your first thoughts on a dominant 20 minutes for NC State?
I mean, they're just doing everything they're supposed to do in a game like this. The Mountaineers are just launching 3-point shots. The Wolfpack is coming down, getting great shots, getting inside play, getting points off the bench. I mean, Diamond is just doing everything, finding players. I can't see anything that the Wolfpack has done wrong in the first half.
9 players scoring for NC State in the first half. They are cruising here in Raleigh. We'll have more from halftime when we come back.
What's going on? Welcome into this ACC Network Halftime Report. I'm Kelsey Riggs. We'll get you out to the game you're watching in just a few minutes. But first of all, we know it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And man, did we get off to a good start at ACC basketball tip-off this year. Here's a look back at some of the best moments. It is a beautiful morning here in the Queen City as we welcome you into Uptown Charlotte. Hoop season is almost upon us. Coach Westmore, who apparently didn't get the bright colors memo. Coach, what happened?
I didn't want to take away y'all shine.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be the shade.
It was supposed to be a segment on what I can juggle, but I was like, oh, might as well, and I just threw it behind me. I was on a juggling team.
There's a juggling team?
At my elementary school.
That's all you can ask is like for your coach to be a great basketball coach, and we have a great basketball coach.
He's the smartest man in the world, so I want to be with the smartest man in the world every day.
Wait, he says that?
Yeah.
I want a Forever 21 shopping spree with Deja. I think you could pick out a nice outfit for me for the next Carolina game, right? Absolutely. A lot of blue.
These transfers that you got, Ashley Wusu and Taylor Soul, I know you're excited about them.
Best hour of my life, of my recruiting life.
Yeah, better clarify that.
My wife's probably watching.
Let's see it. Let's see the number 2. You're a big Allen Iverson fan.
I don't have all the wisdom to give. I'm still trying to learn something too. But I have a lot to give. So if you have it to give, you should give it. You should give it freely, and you should try and help your players be great.
Being able to come back, being 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from home, get to go home, my mom cooks me dinner sometimes. I actually got a puppy too, so she helps out with my
yeah.
Since I've been sitting here on this desk since 8 a.m., you, without question, have the best nail game of anybody.
Say it! Say it!
Nobody has been close.
Nobody even mentioned that over here.
You say your favorite animal is a flamingo. Because you think you look like a flamingo. You're skinny. Your favorite color is pink, and you like being by the water. Quote, I give flamingo. That is amazing.
I recently looked up Stitch was, and I didn't know he was a koala.
About the Disney, good reference.
I didn't know what he was
on the
either.
ACC Network.
Who is taller right now? Did we figure it out? Yeah.
They gave her a boost. That's not fair.
I'm still the tallest person.
No, I am taller.
Always so fun to visit with the coaches and the players at ACC tip-off. And you take a look at the ACC predicted order of finish. Louisville, of course, the team that made it to the Final Four last year, picked to win the league. We will see how it all plays out when it is all said and done here in the college hoops season. And in the meantime, the ACC PM crew has you covered weekdays, 4 o'clock right here on ACC Network. And as always, streaming live on the ESPN app. They'll keep you updated on what's going on around the league throughout the week. Enjoy the second half.
Welcome back to Reynolds Coliseum. NC State cruising at halftime, searching for a 3-0 start. We note that number 10 national ranking, Ernie. There are a lot of good teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference here on the women's side this year.
Absolutely. You got some, see, this thing is going to pop up.
Well, we'll lay it out for you in the total graphic because, Ernie, Louisville, a reigning Final Four participant, Virginia Tech, NC State, Notre Dame, all talented teams at the top.
Yeah, Carolina, I mean, it's just, you know, it's going to be a battle in this conference again, man. It's going to be a slugfest, you know, at the top. On a given night, you know, any of these teams can beat any of these teams right here.
And 5 teams ranked in the top 15 overall, nationally, not just in the ACC.
Yeah, nationally. I mean, overall, I mean, it's going to be, you know, the top 10 is going to be fluctuating because once these teams play each other, I mean, you know, in the ACC is going to be a battle. You know, these are the big games.
Let's dive into the big players, too. We noted these top programs, and Elizabeth Kitley, the reigning player of the year, returns for Virginia Tech. She is dynamic. Haley Van Lith, very good for Louisville.
Very good for
Louisville. And we see the 2 today for NC State, Johnson and Brown-Turner.
Johnson, Brown-Turner, and Sanaya Rivers. And, I mean, you can keep going. I mean, Jada Boyd. But, yeah, and she's not even on the list. But Kitley, yeah, the reigning player of the year. I thought last year, you know, I guess I'm a little biased, but I thought Elisa Konane should have got that trophy, but she statistically, you know, they had a good team, and statistically, she, you know, is averaging 20 points a game. But yeah, she's a great ball player, and her and Elisa Konane are best friends.
Then you see Owusu and Seoul for Virginia Tech. That's a really talented team for Kenny Brooks.
Oh yeah, he's a great coach.
I mean, you can see why in the national rankings. Tech at 13, no conference with 5 teams in the top 15 overall. And that's right now leading into conference play.
Oh yeah, and we had a rough time with Notre Dame. Had it not been for Raina Perez with the steal, we might not have made it to the Final 8 last year in the NCAA tournament.
So much talent here in the ACC. When we come back, we'll gear up for the second half. NC State cruising over Mount St. Mary's at halftime. NC State continuing a strong stretch here at home. 29-point lead at halftime over Mount St. Mary's. Holding them out to a 17% field goal percentage. What an effort defensively from NC State.
Yeah, and the Mountaineers are kind of helping that. They're just launching 3-pointers. I mean, you can't win a game just jacking up 3-pointers, you know, whole game. I mean, they're not working the ball around, and NC State's perimeter defense has just been phenomenal.
And then NC State offensively led by Jada Boyd. 9 points, 5 rebounds, doing it all.
Yeah, Jada Boyd, I mean, she can shoot the ball from the inside. Here she is with the 3-pointer from the baseline. She can go to the hole right here, muscling up. I mean, you know, she's a great percentage shooter. Here she is right here again. Good looking 3-point shot.
And Diamond Johnson, she's been passing the ball really well today. 3 assists.
Yeah, and that's something I worried about because she's such a scorer. She's a kind of shoot first. You know, she played 2 guard most of her career, but she is looking, getting everybody involved. She can play the point guard position and still get hers. You know, here she is on the steal and the breakaway. racing down the court. Diamond Johnson can do it all.
Those are 2 of the 10 points in the first half. You note the assist making, kind of a quiet double-figure scoring half for Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, she can score in bunches if she wants to.
20 points in the paint, too. Big number with River Baldwin and Mimi Collins down low.
Yeah, the big girls are getting theirs, too. Here's the Wolfpack. Not rushing anything.
Working it right into the post to start the second half. And Brown Turner cleans it up.
Yeah, she got a shot block, but she got her shot back, got an offensive rebound, and put it back up strong.
Brown Turner 1 point away from 1,000 in her career. Alongside Ernie Myers, former NC State legend, now Evan Budrovich here from Raleigh.
And I'm sure Jakia Brown Turner, when she gets that 1,000 points, she don't want to hear about it anymore. After this is over, if she listens to this broadcast.
Thomas said he wanted a foul on Brown Turner, and instead a turnover. This game was 9-7 in the first quarter.
Yeah,
how have things changed since?
I mean, the defense intensity of the Wolfpack has picked up on the perimeter. They pressed the Mountaineers and got turnovers, and you know, they've just been getting points in the paint, and the Wolfpack is running their offense. So
that offense is clicking. 41% from the field. Hobby can't hit that time. Not too many moments in a game where a team's field goal percentage matches a player's number, like Camille Hobby.
Yeah, right.
Hobby's coming off a 6 of 7 shooting night against Elon on Thursday. Harrison tipped.
Got a hand on the ball. Madison Hayes got her hand on that.
And it'll stay here. That was a block.
Oops.
Ernie, it is a 29-point game. How do you find that same intensity of a 4-point game fourth quarter?
Well, with this team, with 11 players that can play and they're playing for playing time, when you get on the court, that's motivation right there, because every minute counts. Even in a 30-point blowout game, you want to come in and play well.
Because with games against UConn, West Virginia, and many others coming up, you have to get ready for those games too, not just the game today.
Yeah, and then the lineup gets cut down. You start playing those teams. 11 players might not play. You might only get 8, 9 players in the game.
As Jada Boyd hits the layup, we noted the ACC with 5 teams in the top 15. It almost seems having more depth and players you can trust is important come conference time.
Oh, absolutely. And these games just get you ready. You're not gauging yourself by these games. You're just getting yourself physically ready, and you're running your stuff. So when you play against a Connecticut or you play against a Louisville or, one of the Power 5 conferences, you're ready. You ran your offense. You know who can play. Because this 11 people might not play, 11 players might not play in those in the ACC play. So these players right now, they're playing for time.
Jakia Brown Turner for 1,000 can't hit. And you can tell it's on her mind as that goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Jakia Brown Turner just wants to get this over with. She's a great player.
Sitting on 999 career points in 95 games.
Yeah, people talk about Diamond's offense, but she plays great man-to-man defense. Harassing her up the court.
Villaflor draws the foul and heads to the free throw line.
And I think Coach was, he's been telling them at halftime, man, we've been launching all these three-pointers, in the first half. Go to the hole. You see them, they're going to the hole, they're running their stuff, the Mountaineers, trying to get to the basket, trying to get closer to the basket, and they're getting fouled and going to the free throw line.
Mount St. Mary's led by second-year head coach Antoine White, who was a point guard at Southern Vermont. Neat story, he was recruited by Dan Egglestad, that men's head coach at Mount St. Mary's when they were at Vermont College. They both then came to Mount St. Mary's. He grew up from the GA and rose up 6 years later to be the head coach.
Hey, man, I love that type of grind. You work towards something, you finally get it, kudos to him. And the perseverance. I like a guy that goes from the film guy all the way up to the head spot.
He was downing his coffee this morning too as Villaflor hits the layup.
Yeah.
Antoine was hired as the head coach last March, wins a conference title, and plays here in the first 4. Last March,
Jada Boyd with the 1-foot jump. She's so wide open, she has to take it.
That seemed a little awkward, too.
Yeah, yeah, that one leg up shot. Yeah.
Dirk Nowitzki-esque.
Because the offense wasn't moving, and she was just wide open there for a free throw shot. And she's like, why is nobody moving? I mean, made me take a shot like that. She's talking to Diamond.
Diamond Johnson dishing out 3 assists this afternoon. Looks for a 4th. Now for 1,000 points. Bit strong.
Madison Hayes on the rebound.
Second
Give
chance.
her another shot.
For 1,000.
There she is. He said, thank you. It's over.
The 37th member of the 1,000-point club, Jakia Brown-Turner.
Hey, that's a great club to be a member of. And a program that's won 1,000 games.
4-year starter for NC State. Maybe the Monkeys offer her back now.
Yeah.
Finally eclipsing that total.
I mean, she's had a great career from the minute she stepped on campus here.
Here's the magic moment for Jakia Brown-Turner.
Here's Jakia Brown-Turner with a nice drive pull-up. That left-hand jumper, smooth, dropping it. She's like, thank you, it's over. Now I can ball out.
It's interesting when the player knows it, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She has the prayer, so thankful, as Madison Hayes goes to the free throw line. Do you remember the moment you scored 1,000 in your career?
No, it wasn't celebrated. I don't remember what game it was, who it was. I think it was an ACC game. I don't remember. I didn't get the game ball. None of that stuff happened, man. You know, but I saw it in the program, you know, in the media guide that, you know, the notes that we get, you know, that I was close to it. But it was my senior year, I know that. And it was in the first couple of games. So I was like, okay, great.
Same can be said of Jakia Brown-Turner, 95 games in. That's about a 10-point per game average.
Yeah, yeah.
Multiply it out.
And she's played with some great players over the years. I mean, Elisa Conane, Kayla Jones. I mean, she's played with some great players that come through this program.
And
you know, Kyle Crutchfield, you know, Jada Boyd, all these great players, and Camille Hobby. They came in here together.
As a 4-year starter for West Morris Club, 3-time tournament champion. And a block for Johnson.
I'm telling you, Diamond Johnson is like, I got a block, I got some steals, I got some rebounds. I'm hitting threes. I'm dishing it too. Here's Diamond. Yeah, you ain't shooting that three-pointer. Not in my house.
Wes Moore noted this offseason Diamond's ability to grow up as a leader and a facilitator. Add defender to that.
Oh, without question. I mean, she's already leading the team in steals. And get this, last year she led the team in turnovers coming off the bench. I don't think she has she might have 1 turnover in these first 3 games.
That playmaking has helped NC State build a 30-point lead. Tomasetti on the drive. Nice floater.
Nice floater going to the basket. See, they're not settling for the 3-point shot like they were in the first half. They're going to the basket. They're trying to get something closer in.
First points in the paint for Mount St. Mary's in the half. That comes in short. And we'll take a quick timeout here in the 3rd quarter. Jakia Brown-Turner crosses 1,000 career points here in this 3rd frame.
Officials, timeout on the court. All right, fans, it's time for our Wolfpack Outfitters T-shirt
Jakia Brown-Turner joins the elite company, the 1,000-point scoring club at NC State.
Oh, absolutely. And you see Trudy Lacey and Jenna Beasley. She's joining, those are 2,000-point scorers. But Jakia Brown-Turner, 1,000 points. Then you got Linda Page, Hawkeye, in my era, 2,000 points. You got Andrea Stenson. They used to call her the female Michael Jordan. Here's Jakia Brown-Turner saying, it's over. I can play and not think about this anymore. Thank God.
It was a 3-game journey for Jakia emotionally.
Yes.
And physically for her club.
Yes.
River Baldwin checks in after a dominant first half with Travis. And Jakia, to her credit, Ernie, to overcome that big stress.
Oh, yeah.
How does that open her up now as a player?
Oh, yeah. She can just move forward. 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists in this game today. I mean, that's a good stat line on a team like this. But, you'll see a lot more of those left-hand jumpers going in. I'm telling you.
Even her shooting percentage was a bit down. You're 35% coming in.
Yeah, she was in the 20s, 27.8. She's been a career over 40% shooter and 30% from 3. So, this is not her game, So I know something else was going on, and I think it might have been this getting past this 1,000-point thing.
Today she's 2 of 8 from the field, but hits the big one, that second shot. Now she rests on the bench. Watch her subs, who've been really good. 45 bench points tonight for NC State. Hunt with a nifty finish.
Yeah, beautiful drive to the basket. They should have been doing this in the first half. Taking those long 3-point shots. I mean, I don't know if they'd have still been in the game, but it looks better. You go into the basket, you can get fouled, it drives.
Mount St. Mary's is outscoring NC State in this third quarter.
That's her shot, man. She can knock that down.
Oh, big rebound, James. Johnson with a deep 3 of her own.
You just can't leave Diamond Johnson open with her feet set behind the 3-point line.
Johnson shooting 70% from 3 this year. I know it's 3 games, but what an incredible start.
I know. I mean, she came to this season ready to ball. She knew what she had to do. She knew what people were saying. Oh, they don't think I can play the point. Okay. Nice block by Timmons.
Here's
Diamond
Johnson
on the push.
Running the point.
She is pressure. Missed the bunny.
A rare miss for Diamond. That is a blocking foul. Count it.
James with the lofty left-hand leaner. James, nice pass by River Baldwin. Nice floater with the left hand by James.
And nice job clearing her hips to avoid the charge.
Yeah, exactly.
9 times out of 10, you get the charge there, not the block.
Yeah.
James on the line, shooting 1.
James came ready to play this season. She wants to be in. She wants to be in the rotation. She says, "Coach, I want to be in the rotation. I might not start, but I want to play some minutes this year, Coach."
Hard to find minutes on this roster. All 11 have played tonight. I imagine one area that'll make the difference in playing time is how hard you play on defense.
Yes.
Rafflo.
Rafflo is just raining. Those threes take a long time to come down when she shoots them. High arcing 3-point shots.
3 triples for the Presbyterian transfer. That's fun to watch.
Yeah, that's fun to watch.
Timmons gives her turn from 3. Can't hit. Long outlet. Nice shot fake, Rafflo.
Yeah, you got to get out on Rafflo, man. She showed you she can knock that down. And again, no, they're not crashing the offensive board.
Very hectic possession, and Collins cleans it up.
Nice pass by Diamond.
Final minute of this third quarter. These teams dead even. 16 points apiece after a blowout in the first half.
I think Mimi Collins can be a nice stretch for the Wolfpack. I mean, I was in practice the other day, and Coach was trying to extend her range. He thinks that she can shoot the 3 as well as the perimeter game.
Here's Rofflo.
Rofflo.
That was right on target, just a bit strong. Diamond Johnson sitting on 13 points, 4 assists. She's fouled.
Yeah.
Only the third team foul from Mount St. Mary's. Not near the bonus.
Diamond Johnson has impressed me. I might have been one of those skeptics that didn't think she could, run that point guard like, after watching Reina Perez do it so beautifully the last 2 years. But Diamond, I think she can do that. Oh, look at the flair for the game. That's James' game right there. I like that.
That shot is off in time, but short. Jakia Brown-Turner crosses 1,000 points in her career in this third quarter, and her Wolfpack are rolling by 31. One thing Westmore's team does not lack is balanced scoring. The number is impressive today. Diamond Johnson leading the charge with 13, and Jakia Brown-Turner, while she has 6, her impactful points, certainly 1,000 in her career. A nice day of balanced scoring for the Wolfpack.
Oh, yeah, and she has 6 rebounds and 3 assists to go with that. I mean, she's just, 1,001 points in her career, man, and, to start this season off, they're going to need her down the stretch. I mean, she's been a winner since she's been here. Not too many players can, you can say came in here as a freshman, won an ACC championship, sophomore, and her junior year.
With the amount of new faces inserted in this lineup, too, it's important to have that veteran to lead the charge.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she sets the example.
Think about on the court right now, Collins and transfer. Timmons, handful of games last year. Hayes, 10 minutes or so last year. Not a lot of depth as James gets the block.
James, she's athletic. She's going all the way with this. Oh, good bounce pass.
And Hayes puts it home.
She's been more of a, James was more of a scorer last year, and she's become more of a complete player. I mean, she's passing the ball, she's taking shots, she's, you know, last year she kind of rushed some shots, and I knew she can play, but she's playing within herself.
The depth of NC State, 9 of the 11 that have checked in have scored, and all 11 have played. Villaflor looks up with 3, goes to the bucket, and puts it in.
Beautiful move. With Madison Hayes hanging all over her, she was able to scoop that to the basket.
It's a little one-on-one basketball. Natalie won the matchup.
James, I'm telling you, James wants to be in the mix. That's how she's playing. She wants to be 6th or 7th man off the bench.
Ernie, we think to South Carolina winning the national title last year. With this depth of NC State, how do they join the caliber of teams that can compete with South Carolina this year?
I mean, like South Carolina, they have a whole bunch of All-Americans, McDonald's All-Americans on their bench. You know, Westmore has built a program here over the years. Like I said, I was here when you didn't see all these fans here. You know, this wasn't the place to be on a Sunday afternoon. You know what I mean? Watching women's basketball. You know,
programs like Stanford, Texas, Iowa.
Yeah. I mean, he's on par. He's built something here that's special.
Then how vital is ACC play with Louisville and Notre Dame all in the top 10? These are the type of teams that South Carolina may meet in a tournament if they want to repeat.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a long, you know, South Carolina is a great team, a great program. Don Staley has done a great job.
Aaliyah Boston,
she's won 2 national championships there. Yeah, she's won 2 national championships there. But hey, I mean, it's a long season, you know, and you know, she's got some great players down there. But there's some up and coming teams, college programs that are right on their heels, and I think the Wolfpack is one of them.
The last time we had a repeat champion, 2016, when UConn finished off the 4-peat. It's hard to win back-to-back titles.
It's hard to win back-to-back titles in any sport.
And Ernie, you think of the conference tournament, we have a timeout on the court. NC State, the 3-time reigning ACC champs, rolling by 30 over Mount St. Mary's.
It's time to see if you can guess the man gap before our players do.
Welcome back to Raleigh. Some heavy hitters in the ACC Conference the last decade. Notre Dame with Muffet McGraw had an excellent run, and now West Morris Club, the last 3-time champions. Yeah,
I mean, hey, I was at every one of those tournaments, and it was just exhilarating every year, you know, to be in that conversation with some of the best teams to ever play in this conference. It's hard to win an ACC tournament.
And then 8 teams from the ACC qualified for the NCAAs. It's a hard league as well.
Yeah, this league, hands down, is probably the best women's basketball college league in the country. You know, you saw the preseason, you saw the stats on the teams that are in the top 20, top 10, you know, NC State, Louisville, Notre Dame, you know, and Carolina.
No conference with 5 teams in the top 15 besides the ACC.
Yeah. I mean, this league is going to be a grind this year. I mean, it's going to be a grind.
And that grind begins in a month, December 18th, when the conference play begins, ends in Greensboro in March. Who's one of your favorites? I know you think NC State's high. Who else could compete for a title?
I think Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech with Kidley and that team and with
Taylor
the coach.
Soule, the Boston College transfer?
Yes. I mean, it's crazy how you can transfer within the conference now. When I was in, that was against the law back in the day. You know, now teams, you can play for Louisville and
another law as we take our media time out.
Yeah,
so we'll go to commercial here in the 4th quarter.
WBB tickets.
Welcome back to Raleigh. West Morris Club among an elite group coming into the year in the AP Top 10. Reigning champs, South Carolina. The former champions at Stanford at 2, and then maybe the best player in the country, Caitlin Clark at Iowa, sit at number 4.
Yeah, and then look at Tennessee. I mean, that program, I mean, they're back in the top 5 in the national conversation. You know, from back in the day, I remember some great players that played at Tennessee. They were one of the top programs in the country, and they're back in the national scene mix.
I wouldn't sleep on Texas either. They had an elite transfer, Shaylee Gonzalez.
Shaylee Gonzalez, oh yeah, she's a baller.
2,000-point scorer.
Yeah, she can go.
For the Cougars, now she joins an elite Texas club. Then think of Stanford adding Cameron Brink back healthy this year, reigning tournament MVP 2 years ago. They bring in 2 6'5" forwards in the transfer portal. Tara Vanderveer can coach them up at Stanford.
Yeah,
too.
she definitely can. She's been there forever, but she knows what she knows how to coach. She had Russell Wilson's sister, was there. He's all our Wolfpack fans here remember that guy and what he did on the football field here and his Hall of Fame career in the NFL. But talking back about South Carolina and Dawn Staley, I mean, what they're doing there, and she's wearing the Free Brittany Griner T-shirts, Free Brittany Griner. She's an advocate for her, trying to get her back home.
Dawn Staley, an advocate for women's basketball too.
Yeah,
and her whole team signed NLI contracts for name and image. Big proponent of pushing the game. And this year, Ernie, the women's Final Four is on ABC. That's big-time exposure for the sport.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this women's game has evolved. But we talking nationally, but James is doing her thing here today, folks. We could talk the national talk, but Isaiah James is balling out here in this game. I know they're up 40 or whatever, but she's showing out.
Just think of the transfers even on this roster. Sanaya Rivers from that championship team at South Carolina. Now she plays off the bench with Mimi Collins, another grad transfer from Maryland.
It's crazy. I mean, when I won a championship as a freshman here at NC State, I would have never thought of leaving NC State. I mean, to go somewhere else to play, but that's the environment that we're in today. These players are, that transfer portal, if they're not happy, they can go anywhere,
And think of Camille Hobby waiting behind for 3 years behind Elisa Cunane and stays to be the starter.
She's the throwback player, Camille Hobby. She's the throwback player. You could talk about that. You waited your turn, and that's how it was back when I played. You waited your turn. You had a guy in front of you. You had seniors in front of you. You just waited your turn. You practiced hard, and coach rewarded you. You've been there for years, but then, they started recruiting over guys and girls now. What I mean? But it's unbelievable these days. I mean, to get a player off the portal who won a national championship. Sophie up strong, gathered herself and put up the nice little soft jump hook.
Sophie Hart extends NC State's lead to 37 points while allowing 38.
Right. James, she's all over the place, blocking.
Nice pass.
Strong move.
Whoa. Almost bounced back into the bucket.
Mimi, Sophie Hart. Here she is right here. Nice turn. She bobbled it a little bit, got the ball strong, put it up.
You notice the tongue out, though, on that spin move?
Yeah. Sophie, man, she worked hard. She works hard. She's in better shape this year than she was in her freshman year. She slimmed down a little bit. She's stronger. She's more confident. And she's a contributor here today for the Wolfpack.
How does NC State develop into that team that can give South Carolina a run for their money at the end of the year?
Just playing together and listening to coach and just the defense. That's what coach talks about. He always says, man, the defense, you can have off night shooting, but your defense has to remain consistent. You're going to have games where the three's not going down or whatever, but if you're playing defense, you got a shot in every game.
Another performance where NC State will surrender most likely less than 50 points. And I don't care who you're playing. To hold a team under 50 points, that's hard to do.
That's hard to do in this environment, especially a team that likes to shoot threes or what have you. I mean, granted, the talent, that they're playing against right here, with this younger team.
And this is an NCAA tournament team.
Yeah, they were last year, absolutely. I mean, they're playing in a different conference this year, so, and they're picked 8th. In the MAC.
NEC to the MAC.
This is James. Just bows.
Nearly an N1 for Isaiah James. 15 points for Isaiah.
15 points for Isaiah James. Yes.
Mount St. Mary's is searching for its second ever three-peat. You have to go back to 93, 4, and 5 when I was born, Ernie. You were young fun back then. And now 30 years later, 2 straight titles, looking for a third title in a different conference.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough in the MAC for them. I mean, there's some great teams. Quinnipiac, you know, they're picked #1 in that conference. You know,
Fairfield, the reigning tournament champions.
Yeah, I mean, those teams right there are, you know, great teams in the Northeast. "17 points for Isaiah James." No,
yeah, Isaiah James. That's the way to earn some playing time. A new career high for Isaiah. How about this? Some zone defense in the final 3 minutes. Leads to an open shot. And Mount St. Mary's 5 of 31 from deep. As a coach, how do you implement different defenses throughout the year to get your team ready?
I mean, you like he said, he pressed in this game. He threw a zone out, man-to-man, perimeter. I mean, you got to do that to get your team ready for the the big teams that come in.
And those big teams include UConn, Vanderbilt, West Virginia, Iowa, all teams in the top 100 RPI, and obviously UConn, a national
And those games are on the road. That first big game, coming up, not to, I know the next game here is Charlotte, but UConn on the road is a huge game.
At Iowa, December 1st at Georgia.
At Georgia, all those big games are on the road.
And look at the big numbers, 6 and 4. I know UConn's without Paige Beckers, but always talented under Gino Auriemma.
Oh, without question. You might see them in the Final Four again. I mean, they're habitual Final Four contenders.
And defense.
National championship contenders.
Iowa led the country in scoring last year, 86 points a game. That's a hard team to defend.
Yeah, that's a hard team to defend, and they get at it in the Big Ten.
Then in the Big Ten ACC Challenge, West Virginia.
Timmons
hits the 3.
Did you see the jab step? I mean, she had a move against Elon with the scoop shot that we were like, that went viral on Twitter. But Jessica Timmons is a good ball player. She plays within herself, and she can knock down the three-point shot.
Helping NC State on an 18-2 run as we hit the final minute.
Mimi Collins, she's just grabbing, nobody's crashing, but she's getting all these rebounds.
A season-high 33 triple attempts for Mount St. Mary's. They've hit 5.
Jessica Timmons on the drive.
Hart the rebound. Can't hit. A lot of bodies on the floor.
I mean, see Hart on the floor.
Now
it's James, nice pass.
Little helter-skelter here late. And Hayes saved it. It's NC State ball.
I mean, they're up 40 points, and people are diving on the floor for loose balls. You get where I'm coming from against a Mountaineers team.
For both teams, though, to show that type of effort with 32 seconds left, that says something.
Yeah, that says something. I mean, they're playing to stay in, to be in the rotation. They're showing Coach, man, I'll dive on the floor. I'll run through a brick wall for you.
How about this? 10 of the 11 have scored tonight, except for Camille Hobby, who had 16 in her last game.
Yeah, and she's probably thinking that right now on the bench, knowing Camille Hobby, like.
Everybody else got theirs but me.
Yeah, that's 20 right there.
Isaiah James
Is that
with a
20 or
high 19.
19 points. She came to play this year.
Here's a steal. Hayes saves it and rolls a strike to our camera op.
I mean, look at the hustle. Look at the hustle of Hayes, man. That's what you want to see in your team. You're up 40, and she would have dived on the floor for that.
Final seconds for Mount St. Mary's. NC State cruising to a 3-0 start, led by a career-high night by Isaiah James.
Isaiah James came to ball. I mean, she was ready to play. You know, that's the season high in points for the year. Diamond had 18 against Elon, and she played a well-balanced game. She got rebounds, assists, blocks. She played the total game.
All the stat lines, including that one right there. Jakia Brown-Turner, 1,000 career points in her NC State tenure. Balanced scoring night for the Wolfpack. 10 of the 11 scored tonight, and they gear up for another 3-0 start. For my partner, Ernie Myers, I'm Evan Mudrovich saying good afternoon and good night from Raleigh. The Wolfpack cruise, one of the best teams in the country, flexing its muscle, led by a sophomore, Isaiah James, tonight. This is a presentation of ESPN as NC State takes it over Mount St. Mary's.